A fictionalized, sensationalized creative piece read as tabloid-style fan fiction. They were supposed to be the season's golden couple, the sultry-eyed fans' favorite and the globe-trotting romantic foil splashed across bus shelters, subway platforms, and the glossy billboards that flicker over city highways. Instead, commuters in 3 states did double takes this morning, where once their smiling faces beamed, the posters are blanked out, a pale oval where a grin used to be, and the caption beneath reads only the show's name, a chillingly sterile logo. The rumor mill went nuclear in minutes. The headline everyone typed into group chats and comments sections: TLC removes Tigerlily Adnan from posters of before the 90 days after firing them. This is the story of how a fall from reality TV grace can look like a movie. Except it's real time and everyone has an opinion. From the jump, Tigerlily and Adnan were theater. She, the florid-haired TikTok poet with a wardrobe that made every accessory look like a plot point. He, the calm math teacher turned influencer whose cryptic smile made people replay interviews. Their trailer was the marriage of flash and quiet, her glitter, his gravelly jokes. Fans loved the juxtaposition. Producers loved the clicks. Advertisers loved the profile photos. For months, the PR machine hummed teaser clips, late-night talk show snippets, a joint Instagram live session where they laughed about spice markets and airport meltdowns. So when a backstage memo or a slip of a staffer or a targeted leak, depending on who you asked, landed in the public feed saying both names would be scrubbed off the campaign materials, the internet did what it always does best: constructed entire conspiracies before the network had finished updating its press page. Within minutes, low-resolution photographs of empty poster frames began to circulate, accompanied by speculation. Had there been creative differences? A contract dispute? An ugly incident at a wrap party? Or, most deliciously for the rumor-hungry, had the couple been fired for something worse? Friends and enemies of Tigerlily, whose birth name, for the record, is not on the billboard, posted vague Instagram stories, cryptic emojis, a pair of broken heart gifs, a clip from a song with the line "We're more than a headline." Adnan's followers, meanwhile, flooded his comments with their own theories, some loyal, some accusatory. A particularly persistent faction declared that the network was staging a stunt: remove them from the posters, let outrage build, then reveal an epic comeback and rake in streaming numbers. Others insisted it was the opposite: real fallout, real consequences. Networks don't just pull talent without reason. A self-styled entertainment sleuth wrote in a long-threaded tweet that was retweeted into oblivion. There's usually a legal letter, an NDA, or a PR team sweeping for embers. That tweet was true in television land logic, but the truth, as always, had more texture than a single tweet could hold. At the heart of this mess was a small, glossy press release that arrived 2 hours after the initial poster removals. It was polite and corporate, the kind of language designed to soothe, and it said, in carefully balanced sentences, that the network and the individuals had mutually agreed to part ways. The release thanked them for their contributions and wished them the best. No details, no accusation, no vindication. To the public, silence is not golden, it's gasoline. When Tigerlily finally posted, the tone was defiant, artful, and perfectly on brand. A slow-motion video of a rain-dappled window, the city lights smeared like watercolor, a caption that read, "People take photos of perfect things and forget the messy corners. I'll show you the corners someday." The comments flooded with heart eyes and "we stand" messages, but underneath, the sound of questions, legal, personal, existential, rattled. Adnan's response was different. He uploaded an 8-minute voice note, raw and almost whisper-like, to an app where long-form audio is king. He spoke about contracts and miscommunications, about late-night texts with producers, about a moment where a joke went where a joke should not. He didn't name names. He didn't deny everything. He didn't confirm much. Sometimes, he said, the truth is a series of little cuts, not one big wound. We bleed slowly, and people still have a lot of fun taking pictures. Fans parsed every syllable. Commenters noted the slight catch in his breath around the word fun. Others wondered if he was hinting at a legal gag clause. Theories proliferated like wildfire in drought season. Amid the chaos, the production side of things tried to corral the herd. The showrunner, an old hand who had shepherded 3 seasons of relationship chaos and 1 live wedding mishap, released a statement carefully crafted to sound sincere and unavailable at the same time. "We're proud of the work our cast does." It read, "We have a responsibility to create a safe environment. We can't comment further while internal matters are addressed." Translation: we're not admitting guilt, but we're not inviting more public dirt either. That line became the scaffold for every rumor. Responsible became code for something happened. Internal matters become an exercise in creative imagination, a drunken argument, a physical altercation, a collusion, or, for the optimists, a mutual decision to walk away from a show that commodifies intimacy. Then came the advertisers. They don't like scandal because scandal is sticky. Sticky marketing is hard to pivot away from. One brand quietly pulled its pre-roll ad buys for the show. Another, a cosmetic company whose pink logo used to appear at the bottom of every teaser, sent an internal note about pausing influencer partnerships. A luxury car brand reached out to the network with a question mark and a polite "we're monitoring." Money talks, contracts listen. For a reality television couple, the livelihoods tied to product plugs and sponsored content are as important as the narrative arcs. Suddenly, those blank billboards were not just symbolic erasure, they were an economic hole and a cultural question mark. Meanwhile, the gossip podcasts made the vacuum their canvas. Panelists, who make careers painting in broad strokes and then refining into speculative masterpieces, offered dramatic reinterpretations. One guest posited a power move plot: they were surrogates for the season's drama. But somewhere along the way, they tried to renegotiate how their story was being told. Another countered, or this was a PR swindle. Fired equals free press. Free press equals trending topics. Trending topics equal streaming numbers. The listeners lapped it up, and the podcast sponsor enjoyed a spike in downloads. But the human element rarely fits neatly into a ratings spreadsheet. Tigerlily's younger sister posted an image of the two of them in an abandoned laundromat, both laughing, hair in towel turbans. The caption was about memory and forgiveness. A friend of Adnan's revealed, off the record, that he had been exhausted, not the performative exhaustion of celebrity, but a real exhaustion that comes from trying to be present in two cultures that want different parts of you. He's tired of transliterations, the friend said, half poetically, half clinically. He wants to be someone besides what cameras say he is. That's where the drama stops being tabloid and becomes ache. Reality TV sells simplified narratives: the villain, the saint, the redemption arc. But private life is messy and layered and not always camera ready.